Hi everyone, Liz here and Abby too. I just got back from the garden center and I'm super excited because I found a proven winner's hosta. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I can't stress this enough. I made so many videos talking about this, but there's actually 3 plants in one. And so today I'm going to separate it and plant hostas in my garden. So basically what I'm trying to do is encourage you, when you go shopping, check the plants at the root base, and more than likely you'll find more than one plant, and then you can go home and separate them and double your yield. And the wonderful thing about hostas is they're super easy to separate. Usually in the fall or early spring you just dig them up and you'll notice that there's these like rhizomes. So here's a guacamole hosta, and I separated that one and I made another guacamole hosta and also a third guacamole hosta. So today I'm going to separate this hosta and plant it in my shade garden. This one is called Shadowland Autumn Frost. And I just love the variegated leaves, the darker olive color green inside, and they're outlined in this yellow. I think next to the guacamole hosta, they'll add so much color in the garden. And that's why I love hostas so much, because you know, sometimes when flowers fade away, we have to depend on the foliage. And the wonderful thing about hostas is they add so much color to your garden without being in bloom, just by their leaves. Dividing hostas is easy. The same method works for pretty much any other plant. You just take the plant out of the pot, put it on a flat surface, examine it, and just decide where is going to be the best point to divide. Then get a shovel, a spade, or a knife and just start pushing down and dividing the 2 plants or 3 plants or however many parts there are. Don't worry if you cut some of the roots. Most plants recover very easily, and this actually stimulates new growth. Upon cutting into this hosta, I realized that there's 2 plants and not 3, but that's okay. Sometimes you don't really know what you're getting into until you start getting into it. But I'm not disappointed at all, because these 2 parts are extremely healthy and they're going to look so great in my garden. And I got 2 plants for the price of 1. How could I complain? One's going to go right there. It's definitely going to add a little bit of blue and yellow to that area. And the other one's going to go right here. Because my soil is nice and soft, I'm just going to dig a hole the same size as my plant. If you have compacted soil, I would always suggest digging a hole twice as wide and twice as deep as your plant. That way it will give your plant's roots a nice area to spread out, and also it will give a nice space for the water to drain into. Whenever I plant anything, I always step around it just to put pressure around the base to create like a little gully. That way when it's time to water, the water stays right at the base where I want it instead of draining off somewhere else in the garden. Before I can plant the second hosta, I need to relocate this impatient, because this is exactly where I want to put the second hosta. But as long as I dig up enough soil and don't disturb the roots too much, this impatient will do just fine in its new home. Hostas grow best in rich, organic, and well-drained soil. Because my soil is already loamy and contains so much of my own homemade compost, I won't be adding anything extra to it. No fertilizer or anything. It's already in the ground and ready to go. I love the way these new hostas just added a whole new pop of color to my shade garden, and definitely some new interest as well. The variegated leaves with that carex grass, it just added a whole new look to this area. So I'm really pleased, and I'm probably going to go back to the store and get a couple more. I do see some bare spots that could use to be filled. So whether it be hostas, perennials, or shrubs, whatever, I hope this video encourages you to divide plants for your garden too. Thanks for watching.